Um, well, first of all, great job by us overall. The end, obviously, they made a bunch of threes. We kind of split some free throws, a couple turnovers. Wasn't the cleanest finish in the world, but we got big stops and kept getting big stops when we needed it. So all credit to our guys. Thought the defense was outstanding, all night long. The one-on-one defense was elite. Rudy was, absolutely huge in there. I thought even offensively, we did enough, against a really good defensive team. So.
It felt like your three bigs just were bothering them the whole night. Did you feel that throughout the game?
Well, yeah, I think, but, of course, yeah, I thought they did a really good job of being big in there. But, I thought we did a great job of staying connected to the ball through a lot of the pick and roll, a lot of the ISO, a lot of the action. Didn't get separation where they were able to just come downhill clean on Rudy. So it was a definitely team effort there. Started at the point of attack.
Chris, just to see Rudy knock down some free throws at the end, just how did you see him kind of come up with the composure that he needed for that?
Yeah, he looked great. He looked confident. When they left their hand from the side, it looked great arc, so all credit to him for stepping up after, not having the greatest night from the free throw line, but he made him when it mattered most, and that's what counts. So.
And then with Ant going to the free throw line, we've been talking about it a lot, but was that third quarter of just him kind of attacking the rim exactly what you needed to kind of get your offense going?
Absolutely. Got us started in the third, just, coming out, being aggressive all the way through. And then he made all the right reads. They put two on him. He got off of it. When they dropped down the floor, he went downhill. Very, very pleased with his game tonight.
Chris, you mentioned an isolation-heavy team. Between Boston last week and this, you guys have done a pretty good job consistently against these isolation teams. How do you pursue that maybe differently entering the game when that's the style they're going to be playing?
Well, I think we're fortunate to have a lot of guys who can sit down and guard. And they take the challenge and they like to guard, and particularly these heavyweight teams with these guys. I think a lot of our young guys are still proving that they can be just as good in a lot of ways and win that battle. We talk about winning that battle, the guy in front of you all the time, and they take pride. And I think when you have Rudy behind you, playing the way he's been playing, it gives you even more confidence. So it starts there. Whether it's Mike or Nikhil or J-Mac, who didn't obviously play tonight, but all these guys compete so hard on the ball, and of course Ant and Jaden too. So.
And then in the fourth quarter, when the Clippers took the big off the floor, what did you feel like you did well against a smaller lineup? What could have you done better against a smaller lineup?
Well, we maybe tried to get Cat the ball at times in space. I think we knew they were going to double, so we probably could have been a little bit cleaner there. I thought in general, our decision making was a lot quicker in the second half. Also, when they went small, it was a little bit better for us. We were slow early in the game. At halftime, we talked about picking up our early movement, early passing, just kind of moving them around a little bit more.
When teams sag off of Kyle like the Clippers did tonight, how do you feel he's attacking that open space and generating offense for you?
He's been doing a great job with it all year. It was great to see him knock down the three. But he's not a shooter. He's a basketball player. He, knows how to play basketball. He gets to his spots. He's extremely effective when he does. His playmaking is really important for us. So I don't worry how other teams guard him or not. I know he's going to find a way to exploit whatever it is they're doing.
It seemed like your decision-making in the first quarter coming out was crisp and purposeful, and then it kind of lagged. And then the third quarter, same thing. It's just like the reiteration of it. Do you think?
Yeah, I think
maybe
so.
Just a reminding?
Yeah, for sure. I think some lineups they put out there were more switch-heavy than others, and that kind of bogged us down a little bit. But and I didn't, I felt we were slow in the first half. Weren't running the floor. We weren't getting enough depth to our offense. And when you have a team like this defensively who's so long and aggressive on the ball and in the gaps, you got to get depth to your offense so you can open up opportunities to drive early. And they weren't there in that second quarter in particular.
It seemed like Jaden's decision-making especially early, and then again in the third quarter was really strong.
Yeah, I mean, he's been trying to be a little bit more aggressive on his catches, getting to the rim. It's just about all the different ways he can kind of help find a flow in the offense for us. So.
Coach, obviously a tough night shooting for both Paul George and James Harden. How much do you credit that to Jaden McDaniels' job defending them out on the wing tonight?
I thought we did a good job of contesting all those shots. Started early, using our length to get out there. They're such a great shooting team, and they don't need a lot of space, as we saw late, But we were able to stay out of rotation, which was important. So I think that helps a lot.
And a huge third quarter for Anthony Edwards tonight, 33 points overall. What can you truly say about his transcendence to the next level as kind of a lead scorer of the team?
It's all about consistency. He's been playing this way pretty much all season, and he's always had this great sense of timing, what the game needs. And tonight, he knew we needed a big third quarter. I love his line. 10 for 16, 11 free throws. 2 for 4 from the three-point line. Took a lot of really good shots. Played quick and decisive.